What do I do if I forgot a shot? So like we are on our final day right now, and I would say that I got pretty much like 90% of the shots that I was wanting to get. And I think the story has been building out a little bit. On my end, kind of gathering ideas for what I want to include in the short film, what I don't want to. But it's one of those things where I think now that I have a general idea and the thoughts that came through my mind as this trip is going on, that's what's going to make it a little easier for when I get down to editing, when I get back and putting it together. But right now, last day, pretty much nothing else that we have left to get. It's just now a matter of revisiting everything that we shot, because we shot a lot. It took a lot down. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm starting to think through, okay, the songs. I listened to a lot of songs throughout this trip, like what stood out, what marked a significant point in the trip, and just kind of going back through that. And that's what I start to bring into the edit as I start to kind of sort things out and build the story out. This trip took a lot. There was just a lot going on every single day, every single hour. I think we hit every single night, and we were just so exhausted every time our heads hit the pillow. And I say all that to say, anything that we would have like intentionally planned, like if I was planning any kind of shots or things like that, like there was going to be inevitably things that I missed, and that's just the nature of the game. I'm also traveling with kids, so there's just a lot that I have to focus on. The camera goes second. My family goes first, and so when we're traveling with kids, you got to prioritize, different things. So inevitably, there are going to be scenes and moments that you can't capture, and you kind of have to be okay with that and come up with some kind of a backup plan for that. The plan for things like that is to replicate scenes back home. If any of you have watched my Scotland short film, there are some scenes that there's like this driving scene where I wanted to get us driving, pretending to be on the phone and heading back to the airport to go pick up my daughter, part of the make-believe scene, and we just did not have time in Scotland to do that. So when we got back, we actually replicated that all at home, and it kind of worked out. Now there are other scenes where I wanted to do out in like Canada. That kind of also works in my favor, because part of the message in this short film is about returning home, coming back home. That kind of works too, because if you're it's like this metaphysical kind of layering type of thing going on, because if the messaging is about home, and then I can replicate those things back home to give that visual layer to it, I actually kind of like that. That works in my favor. It's hard to replicate those things when you're out there and focusing on kids and making sure that you get to the right place on time and safely. So like a couple examples of scenes that I really wanted to shoot but I couldn't. There's this, for example, I wanted to be able to get a scene where my wife and I were dancing. You just get our silhouettes with a mountain behind us, the sunset coming down as well, so it just kind of gives that faint outline of light around just the objects in frame. And at 60 frames to slow it down to 30, that would have been super nice, because then I can just kind of cut in. I exactly don't know how to use that just yet, but I would just be cutting in and out to that, just kind of like, I'm figuring that part out, but I just wanted that scene, and we couldn't do that. And so that's an example of that I'm going to be doing back home. And now it kind of adds more meaning to it. I think I've already shot 90% of it. There's a couple more stuff I want of that kind of scene, but I'm going to do that back home, because now that adds a little bit more meaning, because I'm dancing with my wife back home, and it's kind of, while we're out there out west, it's kind of making me think of wanting to be back home. I don't know, I'll tie it into it somehow. And then the next one is going to be, my wife plays a little bit of harmonica, and she wanted to kind of lean up against a fence looking at cows and just play them a song. I have no idea how something like that would fit into it. It's kind of funny thinking about it. And then also another one that we kind of shot a little bit, but I definitely am going to do back home for sure, is I kind of wanted like an action scene where I'm following my wife with the camera. She's running through trees. There's like a lot coming in between the camera and her. It looks really fast paced, and then it would be like a transition point for different locations throughout where we were going. I ended up doing like 2 or 3 of those out there, but I didn't do enough because I wanted to do some scenes where she'd, after like a couple of cuts and match cuts, she ends up running out to the field. I pan around her and I show like this panoramic view of what she's seeing. But I figured now that I'm back home and I lost the opportunity to be able to do all of that, like to all the way to its completion, why not match cut when I get back home, running through more trees, and then a panoramic view of the mountains we have back home, the scenery we have back home. That would be a perfect way to segue back into home. As you notice, home becomes a theme of this short film as well. So I haven't had that completed just yet. But the beautiful thing about the way I'm doing it now is when I come back and I start really planning my vision, and I notice that there are some shots that I missed that would be critical to the overarching theme. Those are the ones I'm going to do, but I'll do it in a way that's bent towards reflecting the image back home, coming back home. So wanting to draw the viewer back to where is home. You know, he's at this magical place, this beautiful place, but there's like this longing to come back. And I think all of those 3 scenes are going to be pulls back to that, and I think they'll work out beautifully. So again, the nice thing about just being able to come back home and then plan and do all that does make it easier because I just have more time. Like I said before, going on these kinds of trips with no kind of plan, it's going to result in things like this. It's just inevitable, so that's okay. But now that I'm back home, I'm able to start developing the vision, really pushing the vision out, stretching it out, and then just kind of filling in the blanks with everything that's missing. I think that just makes it a little bit more fun because now you can kind of think in hindsight of what you would do that back home. And also, it kind of makes missing a shot fun because now you get to find a way to replicate what you would have done back to home, but you get to add more meaning to it now that you know the vision behind why it is you want that shot and really what the whole storyline is now that I've come back. Again, this is just the way that I've been planning it. I run through everything that I wanted to do and then I will file it away, and then now I have way more things to pick on and pick through to contribute to that, rather than it just being like some huge montage video of what I saw out west.